What is this aluminum dish with a Bakelite handle and magnets at the bottom? It has approximately 20 centimeters of length, 3 centimeters of width, and 3 centimeters of height. There's writing visible on the bottom that I guess it says patent applied, and there is also a pouring spout at one of the extremities. I have a hard time searching to find what it is because I work in a museum and we receive things from all contexts, eras, and utilities. I've searched for the recipient of some sort, sauce or liquid serving thing, individual hot dog sausage boiler to no avail. Does anyone know what this would be used for? It's a 1950s magnetic butter melter, made by the Toastwell Company of St. Louis, Missouri. You fill it with the desired amount of butter, then place it on top of your toaster between the two bread slots so that when bread pops up, it will not interfere. It can also be placed on top of the closed lid of waffle, baker, or grill. The magnets on the bottom will hold it in place. What is this bundle of long pieces of wood with inch markings found in the garage of an old house? The total length is about 4 feet, or 1.2 meters. There are metal components that seem like they could be used to lock the pieces together like an easel, but I haven't had luck doing so. There are also numerous small 1-inch long nails that protrude from parts of the wood, perhaps to hold paper or string in place. Any ideas? It's an antique curtain stretcher, used to dry and stretch curtains after washing, to restore their original dimensions and smoothness. It was patented on March 1st, 1898, by James J. Oliver of Brooklyn, New York. It has wooden rulers that unfold to form a big rectangle the size of a curtain, and collapse into individual pieces for storage. What is this thing I found at my grandfather's house? It's about 3 feet long, and maybe 2 feet tall. He worked at a shell plant years ago, and I feel like this was something he used from time to time. I don't work with things like this, and I've never seen it in my life until today. Any help to identify would be great. It's an asbestos shingle cutter, used to cut asbestos roof shingles. It was patented on July 14, 1931 by Severin and Gundlach for the Specialty Tool Manufacturers Incorporated in Belleville, Illinois. My brother inherited the same one from a guy he worked for. It actually still works. I used it to replace a couple of shingles on my house. The curved piece on top is for cutting notches, and the other one is for nail holes. It can still be used for thin metal, tile, leather, etc. Does anyone have details on what this old Made in France box is? My father-in-law has had this for quite some time. I was curious if anyone had seen something like it before. Thanks in advance. It's an early 20th century French repoussé brass and wooden firewood box for beside your fireplace. The trunk is decorated with repoussé tavern scene motifs in the manner of David Teniers on all 4 sides, including the top and front. Each scene features cheerful peasants sitting around a table and drinking. What is this solid metal cylindrical thing found while cleaning a vacant property? It is solid steel and weighs like 25 pounds or so. It has a hole all the way through the center and a threaded hole on one side. It resembles a buoy, but obviously is not because it is solid steel and super heavy. Any information about it would be much appreciated. It's the top half of a Vietnam War era US Navy Mk-76 practice bomb. I spent 15 years in Army EOD, and I've had to pick these up on bombing ranges. It's empty, and if it was live, there would be a cartridge in the nose with a flat metal plunger. If you can see through it, then it's inert. If you can't, then it may have a smoke or a flare cartridge installed. What is this copper jug and cup with initials carved in? My mother-in-law gave this to me after cleaning out her garage. I believe it belonged to her father. I'm guessing the purpose is a water jug, and it is also stamped with 20 liters somewhere on the side. I tried Googling the name listed, but no results were found. Any insights would be appreciated. It's a 19th century Argentinian milk jug. Here's another one I found. I've seen them used as spit jars for chewing tobacco too, but it's a milk jug. What is this thing I found in an estate sale? Around 4.75 inches in diameter. My first thought was a personal butter churner, but I could not find a match. Can you please help me identify what this thing is? It's a glass butter mold. This one seems to have the same cow on the press. It was patented on May 2nd, 1950 by Thomas R. Hall of Burlington, North Carolina. I need help identifying these. My dad gifted me these, but he was unsure what they are. Somebody mentioned they might be a bonbon tray or caviar dish, but I guess they are spoon rests or tiny ashtrays. I am in the United Kingdom if that helps. Does anybody have an age for them? These are 19th century small salt cellars. They would traditionally come with tiny spoons and were used before shakers on fancy dinner tables. Almost certainly a Birmingham hallmark from between 1860 and 1899 due to the horizontal position of the anchor. The date letter is too worn, but the shape of the cartouche suggests it is a 1895 to 1899 letter. Does anyone know anything about this box I inherited? It's very heavy, around 20 plus pounds. My family has owned it for at least 75 years. Any information about it would be much appreciated. It's an early 20th century bronze casket by Austrian sculptor Gustav Gurschner. I found an identical one at the Peles National Museum in Sinaia, Romania. And here's another one from the Sotheby's listing. Sold for $21,250 in the auction. Congratulations, it's freaking beautiful, and the sculptor was amazingly talented. What is this solid metal tool found with other old hand tools in a garage in California? It seems very old and has a one-thumb type set screw. It is heavy, solid metal, and appears to be antique. My first thought is possibly for bending wires. Any ideas? Please let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.